Hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar, Gies Online's Engaging Approach to Education. My name is Martina and I'm the moderator today of this webinar on behalf of the PrEP team. Our guest speakers today are Kacie Jones and Alison Houdina. They are part of Gies College of Business admissions team. You will be able to send your questions to them during the entire webinar by typing them in the Q&A box or in the chat box. And our speakers will take time to give you an answer at the end of this session. This webinar will show how Gies Business delivers an immersive, flexible, and fully online experience in graduate business education. And today we will cover Masters in Business of Administration, Masters in Management, and Masters in Accounting. So stay till the end and learn what it's like to be an active member of their engaged and dynamic learning community. All right, I think that everything is set. So Kacie, I'm giving the floor to you right now.
Great, thank you so much, Martina. As Martina said, my name is Kacie Jones. I am the Associate Director for Recruitment and Admissions with our online degree programs at Gies College of Business at the University of Illinois. Urbana-Champaign, often referred to as UIUC by many individuals across the globe. For those of you that aren't familiar with the University of Illinois, we're of course located in Illinois, just about an hour or two south of Chicago. I'm joined by my colleague, Alison Houdina. Alison's going to be kind of working in the background, answering some of your questions throughout the presentation, but we'll certainly save some time at the end to take questions live as well and address them out loud. Quick agenda for today, we're going to talk a little bit about the University of Illinois as a whole. While we're talking about online programs today, you are a part of the University of Illinois community and what exactly that entails if you do decide to pursue one of our graduate degree programs. We're also going to talk specifically about our online approach. We didn't just move some of our programs online as a result of the pandemic. We really had an intentional design behind these programs to provide the best educational experience for both our students as well as our faculty and staff. Then we'll get into a little bit more specifics of our 3 degree programs. Again, our Master of Science in Management, our Master of Business Administration, and our Master of Science in Accountancy. We'll talk about this later, but one thing I really want to reiterate up front is these are fully online degree programs. There's never any requirement to come to campus, although there are certainly opportunities to do so. These programs can be completed anywhere across the globe as long as you have a secure internet connection. But while these are fully online programs, the quality of the education is the exact same that you would receive if you were sitting here in a classroom in Champaign-Urbana. And the degree at the end of the day is the exact same. So nothing on your transcripts or your diploma is going to state that the program was done online. Finally, we'll wrap things up with some information about the application itself and a few tips for success. And then as mentioned, we will have a question and answer session. So to kick things off, I want to talk just a little bit about the University of Illinois as a whole. We are a large Tier 1 research institution. We have just over 33,000 current undergraduate students, most of those being on campus. And then we have over 17,000 graduate students, a combination of residential programs and online students. We're ranked the number 15 public U.S. institution by U.S. News and World Report. We also rank very highly overall when you combine public and private institutions in the U.S. and also have similar high rankings in the global setting. If you become a part of one of our programs, one of the biggest assets is the collaboration with peers in the program and then also with our massive alumni network. Faculty and students have received numerous awards, including 26 Pulitzer Prize and 23 Nobel Prize winners. Speaking of that alumni network, it's more than 470,000 strong. And again, whether you complete your program here on campus or online, you become a part of that network and have the same access and benefits of it. As we've mentioned, today we're talking specifically about our online degree programs here at Gies Business. We of course have residential programs as well. And if you're interested in learning more about those, I'd certainly be happy to connect you with a colleague following this presentation. But in terms of our online programs, as I mentioned, we've really been intentional with them. When the University of Illinois was founded in 1867, we had a land grant mission to provide high quality education regardless of socioeconomical status or background to citizens of the state of Illinois. As the University of Illinois has grown, we've really dedicated ourselves to opening that access to learners across the globe. We've done that in a number of ways, but specifically by launching some of our online degree programs. Again, I want to emphasize that we want to ensure we are opening this access with the same quality and rigor that a student here on campus would experience. We want to, however, make it more available by providing access to those that can't travel here to the States, to individuals who may be well established in their career and taking a year or two off from their career to pursue something in person certainly isn't feasible. The other thing we want to ensure is that we're making this available and there's going to be a significant return on investment for our students. Now, I understand affordable means something very different for individuals based on their situation, potentially based on where they are in the globe and how their currency reflects with the US dollar. But we do have opportunities to apply for scholarships. We have a pay-as-you-go model, and we'll talk about that a little bit more later on. But we've really tried to price our degrees to make them as affordable as possible for our students. Our first fully online program, the iMBA, our Master of Business Administration, launched in 2016 with just an initial cohort of about 114 students. We always knew our programs were designed to be at scale and would grow, and they certainly have done that. Today, we have more than 6,000 plus active learners between our 3 degree programs and over 2,500 alums. And of course, those numbers are just going to continue to grow and be one of the benefits of that network. A little bit later on in our presentation, we'll talk exactly or a little bit more about how you can connect and interact with both current students and alums. I'm gonna pause for just a second and grab a quick drink. As I mentioned earlier, while our programs are fully online, you're going to earn the same degree that you would here on campus. And unfortunately, I can't show you a picture of that diploma. It goes against some university policy. But if you have hop on LinkedIn or potentially even a Reddit post, you'll see plenty of students proudly displaying their diplomas. The I in front of the names simply designates from the campus side that this program is offered online, but it's nothing that would be reflected on your degree or transcripts. So let's talk a little bit more specifically about each of our 3 degree offerings. The first is our Master of Science in Management, also referred to as the iMSM. This is an opportunity for either individuals who are a little bit newer in their career or established technical individuals that are looking to add either business or management to their skill set. The curriculum in this program particularly is really designed for an immediate impact. It's designed to be practical application that you can take from the classroom on day 1, apply it to your job the following day. The iMSM is our newest program, launched in fall of 2020. It's also our shortest program and our least expensive program. So total cost, this includes tuition and fees of the program, is right around $11,000 US. Again, that's going to be charged as you enroll for courses throughout the duration of your program. So not due up front, but would be charged every 8 weeks or so based on your registration. The iMSM program can be completed in as little as a year or expanded out over a 2-year time frame. And that's really just dependent on the number of hours that you'd like to complete each week. So we typically recommend that students spend about 10 to 15 hours of work per week per course. And this is going to be true through all 3 of the degree programs that I talk about today. If you be looking to complete the iMSM in just a year, you would need to take 2 courses every 8-week session. So you're looking somewhere around 20 to 30 hours of work per week. If that feels like a lot, you can certainly extend your timeline. Just take 1 course per week and complete the degree requirements in 2 years. Because our courses are offered in 8-week sessions, we do have a multiple opportunities for start dates. January, March, August, and October are all opportunities to join our iMSM program. Our March courses start next week, so it's too late for that one. But certainly the opportunity, the application is open for an August start date. In terms of the current students in the iMSM program, it's quickly growing. There are around 400 current students representing 36 states and 30 countries. These numbers are probably actually a little bit low right now and haven't been updated quite yet. 42 countries, or 42, excuse me, Fortune 500 companies represented in the iMSM alone. One of the benefits, however, of all 3 of our degree programs is that you're going to be able to work with students across the degree program. So while there's 42 Fortune 500 companies represented in the iMSM program, there's over 250 Fortune 500 companies represented throughout our iDegree programs. So you're going to have that opportunity to connect with individuals from a variety of different industries and levels of experience. The same is true in the number of countries. So while there's 30 countries represented in the iMSM program, there's nearly 100 countries represented throughout the 3 degrees. And again, you're going to have that opportunity to connect both inside and outside of the classroom. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later on. In terms of the curriculum for the iMSM program, again, this is designed to be very practical, hands-on, applicable experience. So we're going to take a series of core curriculum but business fundamentals. This is going to be kind of that overview of accounting, finance, marketing, leadership, how to work effectively in teams. And then you're going to have opportunities for elective coursework and in global challenges in business. How to use data to make data-driven decisions. Business value, project management, all of those are going to be opportunities to customize your degree plan within the iMSM program. Up next is our Master of Business Administration, our iMBA. This is our oldest online degree offering within Gies Business. And we say old, but it was just launched in 2016. It is designed for working professionals. We do require at least 3 years of full-time experience to apply to the iMBA program. It's a little bit longer degree than the iMSM. It's going to take a minimum of 2 years to complete. It can be extended up to 3 years. That's kind of our desired timeline, is that you complete within 24 to 36 months. However, I should mention that you have up to 5 years to complete the degree requirements if needed. Total cost of the iMBA program is just around $22,000 US, and it has those 4 same start dates as the iMSM. One of the biggest benefits of the iMBA program, it's a large program. There's about 4,500 students currently enrolled in the iMBA itself. And that's because of the student satisfaction. So this information is all coming from surveys that were done of our graduates of the iMBA. 98% of graduates are reporting high satisfaction with the overall quality of the program. 53% of individuals received some type of promotion, new job offer, new opportunity, and that's during their time in the program. So again, you don't have to wait until completion of the degree, until you have that diploma in hand. It's really taking away the learning, applying it, and having those opportunities available to you as you're pursuing your graduate degree. 20% is the average pay increase for students in the iMBA program. Again, you're going to see a significant return on investment and very quickly. So I just can't emphasize that enough. You don't have to stop your career to pursue any of these programs. They really are designed for the working professional and give you that flexibility to do both simultaneously. The curriculum in the iMBA program is a little more extensive than the iMSM. So they do share a lot of those core courses in terms of accounting, finance, leadership and teams, but then they go beyond that practical application into a little bit more of the theory behind it as well. And then we have the addition of more options within your specializations and focus areas. So all of our courses in the iMBA program are really are arranged into specializations or groups of 3 courses. All students are going to complete 4 core specializations, and that's going to give you that kind of fundamental standard Master of Business Administration curriculum. Again, you'll see them listed there, but the strategic leadership and management, managerial economics and business analysis, value chain, financial management. So again, core curriculum within an MBA program. Then you're going to layer on with that with our focus area specializations. This is an opportunity really to customize your degree based on your interests and strengths. So we have global challenges in business. Not only are you going to learn from top faculty across the globe, but you're going to be interacting with those individuals from nearly 100 countries. So it's firsthand experience of how we work with individuals in different industries across the globe. We have innovation from creativity to entrepreneurship. So if you are an entrepreneur yourself or have aspirations to do so, this is a great specialization. We've heard a lot of really cool stories of current students and alums come out of that particular specialization. We have digital marketing, business analytics. If you're not using analytics in some part of your job in some way, shape, or form, currently, you probably are going to be very soon. So it's great to have that basic information, be able to talk the talk and the language needed there. And then our newest specialization in mergers and acquisitions. If you're looking at all these focus specializations and say, how am I ever just going to choose 2? That's typically how many focus specializations you take. We also have an elective path. So you have the opportunity to kind of mix and match individual courses from those focus specializations to really customize the curriculum to your specific interests and needs. In addition to all this coursework within the iMBA program, students also complete a series of 3 capstones. And what those capstones are they are applicable hands-on group-based projects, case studies related to focus area specialization, a core specialization, and then we have a program capstone as well. So you don't have to worry about which one you're going to complete right now, but it's something to keep in mind that you are going to have that hands-on opportunity to take what you've learned within a particular specialization, apply it within a group-based project, and really have a product or a presentation to present, which can be very valuable when you go into potentially future interviews with new jobs, and you can talk about this experience that you had within the classroom. The last degree program we're going to talk about is our Master of Science in Accountancy. This program, the tuition fluctuates just a little bit based on the classes that you choose, but average tuition is around $24,000 US. It can be completed in 18 to 36 months. Again, it's going to just depend on how many courses you take at a time. Our iMSA curriculum is just a little bit different in courses, in that most courses are 16 weeks in length. as opposed to 8 weeks for our iMBA and iMSM. So we do have just 2 start dates for the iMSM program in January and in August. Again, that application is open to apply for our August cohort. The University of Illinois is known as an accounting powerhouse. We have the #1 ranked accounting faculty in the US. We are consistently ranked as a top 3 graduate accounting program by US News and World Report. And that includes, of course, our online program as well. If you're someone looking to sit for the CPA exam, we have an incredibly high first-time pass rate, around 75%. That's compared with the US national average of around 50% for that first-time pass rate. And in terms of our cohort in the iMSA program, average age is around 37 with 11 years of experience, but similar to our iMSM program, we don't require any previous experience to apply. We also don't require that you have a background or a bachelor's degree in accounting. That's sometimes a common misconception with graduate accounting programs, is that you do have to have an undergraduate accounting degree, and that's not true. Actually, our iMSA program was originally designed for individuals without a background or without a bachelor's degree in accounting. All you're going to need simply is 1 course in business management and a 1 or 2 course sequence in principles of accounting to apply. And if you don't meet those requirements or haven't taken those courses just yet, simply reach out to our team. We have some opportunities for you to take those prerequisite courses. Similar to our other 2 degrees within the iMSA program, you're going to complete a combination of 4 courses. So this is going to provide your fundamentals in accounting analysis, managerial accounting, taxation, auditing, and then you're going to be able to pair that with some elective courses. Whether you want more technical skills in the data analytics, whether you're interested in US federal tax, or financial reporting, a more generalized degree, you're going to have that flexibility in customizing your options within any of our degree programs. Up next, we're going to talk a little bit about our course structure as a whole. So as we said, our programs were intentionally designed to be online, and how we've accomplished that is partnering with Coursera. If you're not familiar with Coursera, they offer a number of MOOCs, massive open online courses. And we use those massive open online courses, or MOOCs, as our virtual textbook within any of our 3 degree programs. So you can actually go on today and start a non-credit course on Coursera, really low price point to take those courses. You're going to have a combination of pre-recorded videos, self-assessed quizzes, peer-reviewed assignments. And that's really going to provide you a foundation for our high engagement courses, which I'm going to talk about next. All of the content within any of our degree programs that's on Coursera is created by our University of Illinois faculty. It's just available in an asynchronous design, so available at any time, whether you want to join on 5 minutes after this presentation today or 3 months from now. It's available for you to start or pause based on your timeline. So again, that's one component of our coursework. The second component is what we refer to as our high engagement component. So within this, we're taking that foundation that you learned in Coursera, you've done your readings, you've done your pre-recorded lectures. We're going to take that and enhance it with a high engagement component. So there's going to be weekly live lectures. There's going to be opportunities for group projects. There's going to be advanced case studies. There's going to be graded quizzes and exams. There's going to be written assignments. There's going to be faculty office hours. So maybe something wasn't quite as clear as you expected it to be, or you have some questions. You're going to have that opportunity to connect with your faculty in that way. This is all still very flexible. So we say there's live weekly lectures, and we really encourage you to attend those live lectures, but we've provided them in a numerous amount of ways. So typically within a given class, a live lecture is going to be offered 2 or 3 times to accommodate busy working professionals, to accommodate different time zones across the globe. So you'll have the flexibility that week 1, you may attend the 8 in the morning session, and week 2, you may attend the 7 o'clock in the evening session. It provides you that flexibility, and then those live lectures are always recorded. So if you're not available to make the live setting that week, you have that opportunity to connect or to soak in the content via the recording. You're also going to have those group and team projects. So this is the opportunity to connect and collaborate with students from across the globe in the classroom. Again, we're going to work with you though to ensure time zones kind of match up and that you have a diverse experience and get a different lens on things from individuals from across the globe. But we do want to ensure that those teams are going to be able to meet at a time that works for everyone. So you'll fill out a grouping survey, and then our staff will pair you together with other individuals within the program. Again, those 2 components work together, the Coursera component and the high engagement component, to earn you credit hours through the University of Illinois and ultimately your degree. You might be sitting there thinking like, this is a lot, right? There's a lot of requirements. There's a lot of, how does this work all together? And I want to ensure that we have a full team and staff that is here to support you throughout the recruitment and application process. But then once you've been admitted, that support is not going to stop. It's actually just going to be built upon with our student and academic success team. So they are there to answer any of your questions throughout the duration of your program. They're there to help you design a degree plan that best fits your schedule, interests, and needs, provide recommendations of which courses to pair together, which may be better to take separately. Up next, sorry, I'm going to take one more quick drink of water. Up next, I want to talk about some of the opportunities outside of the classroom. So we've talked about, this program, any of our programs can be completed fully online from anywhere in the world, and you're certainly happy to do that. But we do also provide a lot of opportunities to connect outside of the classroom, both online or in person. So as we've mentioned, we have a very diverse global cohort. So over 6,000 total current students, nearly 100 countries represented, 48 states here in the US. If you're looking at this and your country is not shaded in orange in that map, we'd extra love to see you. But if it is shaded, we have students from your country. We can provide you more information about specifically what the numbers or locations look like in your country. But really having that global view of everything is incredibly important within our programs. On this next slide, we're going to see just a sampling of those 250 Fortune 500 companies that are represented throughout the iMBA, iMSM, and iMSA. I do want to mention, however, that if you don't work for a Fortune 500 company, that's great too. That's certainly not an aspiration of everyone. Our programs can be great fits for entrepreneurs, for startups, for individuals working in non-business. We have veterinarians, we have lawyers, we have dentists, we have about any industry you can possibly imagine. And really this business education can be a valuable asset to just about anyone at any point in their career. Next, I want to talk about those opportunities to connect outside the classroom. So here we have a couple of pictures from some meetups, both here on campus in Illinois, as well as across the US and globe. So each year we host a large event in September here on campus. It's called iConverge. It's an opportunity for any and all of our students to come to campus, see the campus, go to the quad, do some shopping, and get your University of Illinois gear. but also to meet colleagues, to do some professional development, to meet your faculty face to face, to see the classrooms that they're teaching in if they teach within our residential programs. This is a really nice opportunity. We have a little bit of a contest each year to see who has traveled the furthest. We've had students come from Saudi Arabia. We've had students come from Europe, Brazil. So we love to see when they make that commitment and are able to join. You're also, of course, welcome to come for graduation ceremonies. Those are held in May and December of each year. So once you've completed your degree, it's certainly time to celebrate. If you'd like to walk across that stage, we would welcome you with open arms. You'll also see some pictures here, however, of meetups outside of Champaign-Urbana, Illinois. And some of these are facilitated by our staff and others are facilitated simply by our students. So you'll see in the bottom corner, this was a meetup and an opportunity at AT&T headquarters in Dallas, Texas. This was led by our staff. But some of these pictures in our next slide here are just more informal meetups that are hosted by our students across the country. So it may be a group of individuals who all live in Shanghai and they're getting together for just a dinner or a study group. We've heard countless stories of people that are traveling for business and they may be flying through London for the night and stop in and they post within our social media platform, is anyone available for dinner or drinks tonight? And so we have countless opportunities for those type of connections as well. In addition to these in-person meetups, we facilitate a lot of online networking and connection as well. We use a social media platform called Workplace. It's a little bit of a combination of LinkedIn and Facebook and an opportunity to join smaller subgroups based on classes you're taking or the industry you work, the part of the globe that you work in, and help make some of those connections online. There's often, coffee chats or virtual office hours that are facilitated in that way as well. So that's one of the biggest constraints that we hear from prospective students considering an online program, is they're fearful that they're not going to get those connections that they would in a traditional residential program. And we really feel the exact opposite. We feel that you have that opportunity to build a truly global network. So if you find yourself living somewhere very different in the next 5 years, you still have that network to grow upon, and that's incredibly important. Last part of our presentation today, before we get to the Q&A, is about the application itself. There's some slight differences between our 3 programs, but for the most part, the application is going to be pretty standard. We do a very holistic review, so we're considering all parts of your application throughout the admissions decision. So to apply, we're going to need a copy of your current resume. We're going to need your academic history, so that includes all transcripts, mark sheets, certificate of degrees. We're going to need that both in the native language and a certified English translation. For the application process itself, we just need unofficial copies. So those can be scanned and uploaded within your application. If you are admitted, we will require official documents, either the original documents to be sent to us and then mailed back, or if your university is able to provide the official documents either via mail or electronically, we can accept those as well. However, that's just post-admission, so don't worry too much. We give you a window of time. For the application itself, it's just the unofficial copies. We're going to need a personal statement. The prompt for that personal statement is within the application, but essentially it's just telling us a little bit more about you and why you're interested in pursuing a graduate business degree. We're going to need 2 letters of recommendation. Typically, we require or request that those be from professionals that you've worked with. If you're coming directly out of your undergrad and can only get academic recommendations, particularly for the iMSA program or iMSM program, we can work with you, but generally we would love to see professional letters of recommendation, and generally we'd like to see at least one of those come from a current or previous supervisor. Within the application itself, you're going to simply input your recommender's name, contact information. Our application system is going to send them an email, and then they'll be able to either answer a series of questions or upload a standard letter of recommendation. In terms of test scores, we do not require the GMAT or GRE for any of our programs. If you would like to submit a score, however, you are certainly welcome to, and we'll take that into consideration. The other test score that may or may not be required for you is an English proficiency test score. We accept the TOEFL, IELTS, or Duolingo. We do have waivers available. So if you have worked or studied in a country where English is the native language for 2 or more years within the past 5 years, we certainly can provide a waiver for you not to provide any of those test scores. If you have any questions about your specific situation, certainly feel free to reach out to our team after this presentation, and we can talk about what some of those options may be. And the other 2 things I want to know in terms of the application, I think I've mentioned them both before, is that our iMBA program does require 3 years of professional full-time work experience that will need to be demonstrated within your resume. And our iMSA program, the Master of Science in Accountancy, does require a couple of prerequisite courses, but again, we do have some options for you to complete those through Coursera. If you have any concerns about your application, maybe your undergraduate GPA isn't as great as you would have liked it to be, we also have something called a performance-based admissions track for any of our 3 degree programs. You can either apply directly to that, or one of our team members may recommend it based on your application. If you go through that performance-based admissions track, essentially you take a couple of courses to start your program as a non-degree student, but if you do successfully in those courses, then you are provided with a degree offer. In addition to the application requirements, once it's submitted, our team's going to do a review for completeness and an initial review of your submitted documents. We'll contact you if anything else is needed, but if selected for an admissions interview, you'll be contacted by our team. We do this on a rolling basis, so typically following a complete application, you're going to hear from us in just a couple of weeks' time, either with a decision or with an invitation to complete an interview with a member of our team. That interview will take place on the Zoom platform. It's relatively short, just about 20 minutes. And then decisions are typically sent out within a week of that decision. As I've mentioned, we're currently accepting applications for our August start date for all 3 of our degree programs. The first or priority deadline for applying is Thursday, May 5th. There are benefits of applying early, including an application fee waiver, opportunity to apply for scholarship, a quicker decision, of course, which allows you to get a jump start on your onboarding, your registration, potentially even starting courses early. I'm going to go ahead and put up our contact information. So we'll be following up following this presentation. But if you have questions immediately in the meantime, giesonline@illinois.edu is the probably quickest and easiest way to contact us. Our team will get back within just a matter of hours with any and all of your questions. Our phone number is listed there as well. Once we do that follow-up, we'll also share opportunities to join us for future events, opportunities to connect with our team one-on-one if you'd like to have a Zoom conversation, and then also, of course, the opportunity or link to apply. So I'm going to pause there for just a second. I'll leave up this contact information for just a bit. I know Allison has been answering some questions in the chat. Allison, are there any questions that you would like me to address? I haven't been following along, so I'm just taking them now.
We've had some questions about any visa requirements for our programs.
Yeah, great question. We should have addressed that. So because these are fully online programs, there are no visa requirements, but we also don't issue any I-20. So if you're completing this degree, it's typically done from the comfort of your own home or like location where you live. So no visa is issued, no I-20 is issued by the University of Illinois. Many of our programs are STEM designated, but again, because a visa is not issued, then there are not the OPT opportunities that may be available with a residential program. I see a couple questions here. How can I apply? That's a great one. We're going to follow up. Allison can drop a link into the chat to apply, but we're certainly going to follow up with some information after this session as well with that particular link. If you are interested in one of our residential programs, we have a Master of Science in Accountancy on campus. We have a Master of Science in Management on campus. You have an opportunity for we have a Master of Science in Technology Management, a lot of options on campus as well. So we will provide that information within our follow-up email as well. This is a webinar presentation, so unfortunately just our panelists have the opportunity to speak, but you can certainly drop those questions into the chat and we're happy to take them there.
Kacie, can you go over the tuition breakdown again? How is tuition assessed? Is it a yearly payment? How do our students pay tuition?
Yeah, absolutely. So tuition is charged as you enroll for courses. It varies a little bit for our iMBA and iMSM programs. Tuition is currently charged at $307 US per credit hour. Most of our courses are about 4 credit hours in length, or 4 credit hours, not necessarily in length. So one course is around $1,200 US. You're going to be charged for that as you enroll for the course. So that tuition will be billed to you through the University of Illinois. Typically, you have a timeline, a window of a month or 2 to make that payment. It can be completed via a credit card, a wire transfer, a number of different ways through the University of Illinois. Students are taking 1 to 2 courses every 8-week session within the iMBA and iMSM programs. So you would be charged accordingly. So if you were to complete the iMSM program in 1 year, the full $11,000 US would be due within that year time frame. If you were to extend the iMSM program out over 2 years, of course, that would kind of extend your payments out over a longer period of time.
Kacie, can you talk about any scholarship opportunities for our programs?
Sure. We do offer a limited number of scholarships. So we've partnered with Coursera to offer those opportunities. The scholarship is available for all 3 of our degree programs and covers 70% of the tuition. So that's, again, going to be applied if you are fortunate to receive that scholarship. You'll receive a 70% discount each term as you enroll or register for courses. Those scholarships are competitive and based on need and diversity initiatives. You'll have the opportunity to apply for scholarships through our first 2 priority deadlines. So the deadline coming up in May, and then we'll have another deadline in June. You'll have the opportunity to apply within the larger application itself. You'll be required to submit an additional essay indicating your need and interest within the scholarship, and then decisions will be made in June or July for our August cohort. Really great questions, everyone. I love to see an engaged audience, so I appreciate all of the questions. Feel free to continue, drop them in the chat. Allison, let me know if there's others that I missed.
Did you touch on how much tuition is per credit hour for each of the programs?
Yeah, so for the iMBA and iMSM, it's $307 per credit hour. For the iMSA program, for our core accounting courses, it's $850 per credit hour. Within the iMSA program, you're also going to take some elective courses. Some of those electives are accounting electives, and they would also be $850 US per credit hour, but some of the elective courses come out of our iMBA program, and so they are at that lower tuition point of the $307. I know there's a couple of questions about recording and such. This presentation is being recorded and it will be shared out. So you'll certainly have the opportunity to watch again in that recording.
Can you talk a little bit about our English proficiency requirements for applicants?
Sure. So typically, if you come from a country where English is not considered the native language, we do require an English proficiency exam, either in the form of a TOEFL, an IELTS, or a Duolingo score. However, if you've lived or worked in a country where English is the primary language, maybe you're not currently, but you have within the last couple of years or so, we can provide an English waiver exemption. To do so, you'd simply indicate somewhere within your application, or simply by providing your resume, we can typically assess that. If we have any questions or concerns about your English proficiency, maybe you didn't submit a score, or maybe your score wasn't quite up to the standards that we would expect, we can further evaluate it during the admissions process. Allison's dropped a link into the chat, which is really helpful. It talks about the countries that are considered for that waiver exemption here within the University of Illinois Graduate College. See, there's a question about a CEU certificate. That one I'm not familiar with. We do have some options for, I'm not familiar specifically with what a CEU certificate is. So if you'd like to type that out for me, I could probably address that. I will say we do have offerings beyond our degrees in terms of smaller certificates. You can go onto the Coursera platform and just try out a course or two, or the foundational component. You can also take a full certificate within Coursera. So if you're not ready for the whole degree just yet, there are certainly some opportunities to try out our curriculum. Yep, if English is the official language of your country, you don't need to submit any English language proficiency. No problem, just submit the rest of your application and we'll take it from there. I see there's also a question about accounting background, and that is correct. So for our iMSA program or any of our programs, we don't require that you have an undergraduate degree in accounting. For the iMSA, we just require that you've taken a couple of foundational accounting courses. Those can either have been done during your undergrad, possibly through a certificate training program. We also offer opportunities to take those fundamental accounting courses through Coursera. So we can provide you a series of classes that would meet that prerequisite requirement. just taking a look at the chat now, I see we've got a great, I changed my slide while I was doing that, but a great collaboration or a great diversity of students joining us. I see Uzbekistan, I believe I've seen Afghanistan, there was Haiti earlier. And so again, we love that diversity of representation here in today's webinar, because that is very much replicated within our programs as well. Allison, any other questions that I'm missing? I'm going to go ahead and stop my screen share.
I think we've gotten all of the questions that I've seen in the chat. I just had another question about tuition again, and how that's paid. So as Kacie said earlier, tuition is billed as you're enrolled in courses. So you could be paying your tuition, making a tuition payment up to 5 times per year, as we have 5 academic terms per year.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Allison.
Great. Ladies, thank you so much for sharing this really valuable information and sharing your time with us today. I want to remind to everyone that they will receive a recording link and then can rewatch the webinar. For those of you whose questions were not answered, you will receive answers via email, but I believe that you answered all of the questions here today. I want to take you one more time, and on behalf of the prep team, I want to wish a good luck to all of you in your academic journey, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.
Thanks, Martina. Thank you, everyone.
Bye for now.